For the live stream? Same final, hè? Were you still? Two. So you're tired, so don't win it. Feels good to me. The phone's back, hoor.
Tonight's final between Joshua and Nick is the rematch of the final 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Joshua won. He became the 2015 Longoni Benelux Open champion. Let's see what happens tonight. Ready for tonight is Jan Bortelen. Race to 8, sorry, alternate break. Race to 8, alternate break.
Bigger. Yeah, thanks.
Players, start whenever you're ready. Okay, give a big hand to the 2 finalists. This is it.
So there we have it, folks. It's crunch time. The climax of this thrilling Longoni Benelux Open edition 2017. A recap of the final in 2015 between Nick van den Berg, who booked his place in this final after that thriller against Wojciech Szewczak, if I'm saying it alright. And now he's up against the very fast and fluent Joshua Villa. And what a match we have in prospects. Both players will be trying their hardest out there. They'll give everything they've got to take this trophy with them. And for both players also a very good result in terms of Mosconi European team points. So, Nick breaking from the same position he's been pretty much breaking throughout this tournament. He's got perhaps a tough opener on the one, but the table is inviting, so I would suspect one good shot on the one and he'll be in good stead to kill this rack off. Yeah, good point there made in the chat by Carl Laverge. I will just quote what he's just written. He says, meanwhile, what a great shot there. Good opener. I wonder if Joshua could possibly get out of his rhythm if the match gets to be a slow one with lots of safeties and awkward tables. I would fully agree with you, Carl, because it's hard to compare myself with Joshua. And trust me, I'm not. But I think I'm pretty much a fluent player myself, not at the pace of Joshua. And over the years, I've had some serious problems playing someone who plays on a different pace. And I'm not saying, yep, Nick broke and he won the lag. So yeah, just to finish off that story, I've had some serious problems playing players who play at a different pace. But then again, I'm not Joshua and I'm not in his position. So I hope both players can bring their best, because this event and this crowd deserves a quality match. And kudos to whoever wins this. I mean, and I think it's safe to say pretty much everyone has been so impressed with the fighting skills of Nick, as we were thoroughly entertained by Joshua, his exhibition stuff, as Jamie called earlier on. So I hope whoever wins will receive a huge reception, because they've earned their place in this final. Yeah, he's looking confident. That's a perfect position on the 8. Absolutely straight. Just a small drawback or even a stop shot would be sufficient. That's about perfect. So he nails the first rack and puts his frame on the board, or his rack on the board, I should say. Joshua breaks. Looks. For a second there, it looked like he would have a good shot at the one, but as it seems, I'm not sure whether he can play the bank there. I was wrong there. He played it. He made light work of that. Yeah, two players with different styles, also using different arm. Of course, Joshua being the left-hander in this, and Nick right-hander, the more experienced of the two. But Joshua is definitely not short of confidence. I've got good news for you viewers. I've just been joined by Gethin, who had a little small break. So, Gethin, welcome back.
Much.
Give us your thoughts on this final.
Wow. While I was on my break, I was having a few conversations with some of the lads back in Amsterdam, and obviously they're all rooting for Nick.
Yeah, Nick is from Amsterdam, that area.
Yeah, lives now in Zandam, but earned his stripes in Amsterdam. So I would like to share their optimism. However, the last message I received said Filler is a beast. So
It's tough to have an argument against that. So
with Nick getting off to a strong start, I think that would be the best medicine to try and keeping Josh off the table.
yep.
And how are your views on this?
Yeah, well, I think it's vitally important for Nick to play this game at his pace and not to rush anything. If anything, perhaps even, and I'm not a big fan of it, but maybe even slow down Joshua.
Yeah.
Because we've mentioned on numerous occasions how being in the momentum and going about your racks on a pretty much high speed can work in your favor and perhaps get rid of any doubts in your shot. And yeah, I think it's very important for Nick to play this match at his pace, not
Yeah.
worry about the crowd, not worry about anything other than playing this final for himself and himself only. Because he's not there to entertain anyone, he's there to win that trophy.
Completely agree with you, and has really been
And
focused since the get-go with Nick.
by the way, just to finish that little story, I mean, it might sound like now I'm suggesting that he's playing boring, but I mean, come on, if you've watched pool over the years, he's provided us with some impressive entertainment, to say the least. So
And to back that up, it's a testament to how his process works. And there's been a number of occasions today where he could have not necessarily have reacted in the way that he has done, and could have changed his tempo, but he hasn't. He stuck with it through a really tough game with Ralph. And as we watched in the last game, another tough long slog. Another hill with Victor.
Ooh. He's trying to sink the 6 in the middle pocket, but I mean, from the last shot, it was really hard to see whether he can even get to the putting angle. He's going for it though. Well, I was just about to say what a great shot, but turned out the pace is the only thing that kept that 6 out. Cushions are a little bit bouncy. You see how that cue ball came off the top rail? That's shocking. Yeah, humidity.
A lot of people in the hall to watch this final. Great support. But with that does come a change in the humidity and a change in the response from the table.
it's good to see how literally everyone is now very quiet. So the only two persons speaking loud and clear here
Everyone's
is you and me.
to the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah, made light work of that 10. But we were expecting this, and so was Nick, I suppose. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a recap of the final in 2015.
And as we were saying, imperative that Nick got off to a good start.
And it's nice for them, they have a referee, so now they can sit there and make their minds up and start fresh every single rack.
Yep.
I like that. That's one of the things I enjoy when you play snooker with a referee, is you get that. I mean, there's pros and cons of it, but once you're sat down, you do have the opportunity to put things back to in the back of your mind, just to forget about them.
Yep.
So yeah, he's doing well to correct and check the rack.
Yeah, very wise. Again, proving throughout today,
Dave,
the break being very important.
Dave making a valid comment. He said, "What do you think about Pia sitting right next to Joshua?" I would think it's a distraction, but maybe wrong. I don't think so. I mean, they're now in a long relationship, and pretty much she goes everywhere with him. So, if anything, it would only enhance his chances.
And normally she's playing, to be fair to her, very successful in the tournaments. But it's maybe the support he needs.
Looking at this, yeah, I think he will as well. I mean, it's like the same with the misses of the tennis players, the wife of Federer, and the darts and all that kind of stuff. I think if anything, it just spurs you on even more.
Exactly. Another person to want to impress. So.
Well, I don't think it's about impressing, but he can show his frustration and excitement to her, and she will sympathize and also empathize, because she's also a player, so she knows what goes on in your head. Oh, okay, that's a good shot. I didn't think he could get that edge on the one, so I thought he was more or less forced into taking up the bank shot, but turned out he could play a safety, and if anything, a little bit unfortunate.
A little bit of hush needed from the crowd. They're all getting a little excited. Nick was unlucky in a way to leave a shot on the one. However, Joshua Filler went for the double.
You won't be considered unlucky here. I mean, for those who've missed out on the rule change in 10 ball, no luck allowed. So, as you can see, Nick at the table. Not sure about that one. I mean,
Nick electing to
Joshua will
keep
get
Joshua
his
in a difficult spot. Nice interaction on the live chat. Thanks ever so much. You've been with us all day. And a welcome to Cyprian from Bucharest. Lovely to have you joining us. Adding to the international flavour. Netherlands versus Germany in the final. There was always a chance that it could have been Poland versus Poland, which would have been very exciting as well.
Oh,
as a
interesting.
prospect.
He's gone for bit risky. I was thinking. No, well, I was about to say he's developed a small problem, 6 being so close to the 9, but I don't think it's a problem because the combination is dead set on. If he wishes to dislodge it, he can do it also, of the 2 right here. But I think he'll settle with that 6-9 combination. So focus more on getting a good position on the 3 here.
Yep.
Again, Nick taking his time.
Showing a
He's,
good dedication to the composure.
Yeah, he's giving in every single shot the attention and care that it needs, so very good signs. And that's a great shot,
Confident pot.
played to perfection. Yeah, I've mentioned earlier I've had the privilege to practice a few times with Nick on his private table, and his table sometimes reacts the same as a TV table. Cushions sometimes a little bit springy, and I've heard Alex Lely mention this in the World Pool Masters, I think, or at least the last tournament he was commentating on. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. And he mentioned that if you want to recreate that reaction of the balls, because they always react different on the TV table, just apply a little bit of silicone spray,
Okay.
and you will get the same effect. And
Interesting.
every single time we've played, he's done that, and well, safe to say I was the one struggling with the pace rather than him.
That's a good little top tip for everyone out there who's joined us, listening, watching, and joining in the chat.
Yeah,
Silicon spray.
silicone spray. If you want to recreate the reaction you will get on the balls, because usually on the TV tables the balls are polished and automatically until it runs out. Yeah, then you buy a new can. Ooh.
Sharp intake of breath from the three of us here in the box. Myself, Arya and Jimmy. That
Don't know
wasn't
about the 6 though. I'm not sure whether you can play a different shot other than cut it in. Yeah, it was, but always in hindsight easier said than than while I was playing it.
absolutely.
Yeah, Pro9.co.uk is asking who's your favorite here, do you think? Well, I think Nick will come through, and I'll explain why, because I've had this question several times now today, and the reason here is, if you consider some of the matches Nick has been playing, he wasn't necessarily killing off every single break with break and runs, right?
No.
Yet he's still in the final. I mean, trust me, I've had matches where I've literally had just 2 dry breaks and I've been
Out.
terminated,
Yeah.
to use that phrase, once by the Terminator himself. Do you know what I mean?
If
And
you're watching Niels, I'm
yeah.
sure his ears are burning.
Get well soon.
Yeah. Can't
And
wait to have you back.
And see, Nick hasn't been breaking perfectly all throughout this tournament, but for some reason he's still in there, and he's still, and he's still fighting, and very much so in contention to take this trophy. So for me, I think that's perhaps written in the stars, or call me I don't know if the word in Dutch we call it bijgelovig. Perhaps you know what it means in English. Superstitious, thank you. Yeah, superstitious. So call me superstitious, but I think those are all little signs that this trophy was made for Nick. Because if you can, sometimes you do need a little bit of luck in tournaments. And I'm not saying he's by luck in the final, not even close, but
It's not luck how he's got to this 8-ball either. He's
No.
played 2 tremendous shots to get this far, with a cut on the 6, which, yeah, okay, you would say it was there, but that really needed to be potted well, and making a great bank shot into the centre. Having a look at the chat, making us chuckle. Lots of good advice for silicone spray.
bijgelovig.
It seems to make the cushions longer, which is kind of interesting. But top tips are always welcome. And trying to recreate TV table conditions is tricky in itself.
So
So.
2-1.
Nick taking full advantage, making some difficult pots to finish that frame. It'd be interesting to read what your thoughts are out there with regards to how you think this match is going to plan out. Interesting suggestions. Dave Knight promoting where he'd put his own real money. And I have to agree that there is something about Filler when he plays. He is a young gun. Strong break. Maybe cannot see enough of the one.
Tough to tell whether he can bend the one in with loads of right spin.
He doesn't need the cue ball to travel too far afterwards.
Side bets going on the chat.
Yeah, if I have to put my money on someone, I'd say Nick, but
No one's putting their money on a hill. That's interesting. Yet. Yeah, absolutely right. That cue ball bounced twice and stopped on a sixpence.
Well, his shirt says he's Serge does billiards, but he's not, so he's from Belgium. Jan Heverlee, Jimmy has just whispered in my ears. No, not Jan Mortelee. Oh, somebody's saying Jan Mortelee then.
Yeah, sorry.
It's Jan Mortelee.
Sounds about the same.
Sounds about the same.
Thank you,
Well, he
Ingo
was
Peter.
pretty close.
So is Dave Knight taking up Dave's bet?
Who knows? But I'm definitely reading 20 euros on Nick. Interesting to see where the money would go.
Ooh, that bounced off that rail, man. That's insane.
Yeah.
Did you see that last roll? It's
Is that silicon spray under the table there? No. Very good. So Josh getting another chance to play a safety, and again
Ik ga dit hier zetten. Kom. Ik heb
some
twee
little
handen.
early game jitters, perhaps. Just getting used to the run of the ball on the TV table again.
Dave is still vying for that side bet. Yeah. As if we've not said this enough for today, this TV table does really react very different than any other table.
Kind words.
Yeah, very much so. Thank you as well for the love and appreciation, and if you want to keep enjoying this, please do subscribe, like, comment and share.
So Nick evaluating his options, maybe looking at firing the one onto the 6 and getting
Well,
good cue ball.
Perhaps he's looking to hide it behind the 8. And I'm not sure he's been successful there. Is there a
No.
gap?
But a great effort nevertheless. Good vision.
Judged by Joshua's face, I don't think there's much of a gap, but he is down on the shot.
Maybe not as straightforward as we thought. Joshua
With
Filler taking
to-
a second look at this.
To comment on Jai Latuputi, who is Wailu Billiards promoter, I'm commenting with Gethin Davis from Wales originally.
Living in Amsterdam now.
So if you hear any sheeps in the background now from the valley,
Teaching these Dutchies how to drink. And Nick calling the corner.
Yep.
Third frame.
He's calling the
1-all.
corner, but where is he trying to hide his cue ball? It's not.
Cue ball into the 6 again.
No, stop. Or not.
Very
Wow.
nice.
No, that's not nice.
Well,
But it's.
now his heart's back out of his throat. It is nice.
But I suppose nice in that manner that the cue ball didn't drop. So
Exactly.
different angles to look at it. But
As soon as that cue ball contacted with the 6, it
yeah,
was
yeah,
heading in that direction.
I fully agree.
Length of the table. Yep, them Brits. We certainly do get set aside at school and taught how to drink. Unfortunately, we don't get taught how to behave all the time.
I was just about to let out what a great shot, but as
I
it turned out,
think-
he jawed it. So now you can get to it with a little bit of left English or left spin.
Yep.
That's he's made light work of it, but that was tougher than it looked.
You feel the pace of the game change every moment he plays a shot. It's really important that Nick doesn't get drawn into this.
No, he won't. He's too experienced for this. But I think it's important for both of them just to keep playing at their own pace. Well, then, well, I won't mention names, but I know a few who don't have an alcohol problem then.
He's playing solid. And he's taking it to Nick, which is
As
what we fully
expected.
expected. Yep.
Yep. Joshua, yes man, the filler killer.
Yep, taking the third frame. Keeping a 1 frame advantage.
And if anything, I mean, if, let's say if you're Nick and you've got a clear-cut tactics going into this match, if you've got an opponent like Joshua, sometimes it's very easy and perhaps even inspiring if you're watching your opponent clear the table so quick and you're thinking, well, cool, I'm back.
Yep, yep.
Let's just grab this moment to tell to all the viewers, to the people who are watching our stream through Facebook, can you please share the stream for us and for all your friends who can watch this free stream. After all, it is a free live stream, so please keep sharing and liking.
And if you're out shooting pool at your pool hall, get them to put it on the screen.
Yeah,
I'm
this
sure
is
our
worth
local
watching.
clubs back home, Pool Hall, Local de Gracht and Plan B, I've got it on the big screens. Everyone sharing a keen interest in Nick's progress.
There's the 6, it's in. As he has a shot on the 1, he has.
It's a useful break. It's the
Mm,
thin one.
yeah. Do you know what? Could he run into the 8, you think? I mean, that's a cheeky little shot right there, but if he can somehow get a full contact on the 8,
That would be nice.
that would be awesome. I'm not sure whether that's worth the risk, but I'll tell you one person who would be crazy enough to slow drag, and he's sitting right next to you. Yours truly. I would play that shot, but
Stara Pra. I remember that. Stara Praman.
1,000 people watching now,
Wow. Welcome to you all. 1,000 people currently watching
Yeah.
this game.
from wherever you are.
Watching the final. Which sees Joshua Filler. 2 frames apiece against Nick van der Berg. A replay of
2015.
2015 where Joshua was the victim.
Here's an interesting fact for you. As a player you might have heard of called Jason Shaw is watching right now.
Hey, excellent.
So
Welcome,
just to
Jason.
point out the fact there's a lot of interest in this match.
And had the pleasure of watching Jason play in Filler down in Derna.
Where's
The
that cue ball
DCC?
going? Where's that cue ball? Wow. Tell you what, it got a little bit closer than he would have, but as it is, it's perfect on the 2. All he needs to do is roll the 2 in. He's got a nice angle on the 3.
That was a nice shot.
Does need to take care of from 3 to 4 though, because the 5 isn't in the open. So this positional shot onto the 4 and from the 4 to the 5 is pivotal. After that, it's
Happy solo.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of players telling and hoping that hopefully one day Jason Shaw will be also entertained to participate in the Longoni Benelux Open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I can speak on behalf of everyone. We would enjoy his addition.
And
So
we're getting the familiar Nicky van der Berg chant, famous from the Mosconi Cup. Well, I have to say, there's a good chance you're going to be having to come up with a new song to involve Joshua Filler at the Mosconi Cup, because the way that this chap is playing, he is certainly up there as being a contender. And you can imagine him, Jason. Oof, the Americans wouldn't know what hit him.
John Fergus now. Yeah, but the only difference is I didn't
Where's the
over
cue ball
dramatize
going?
that, because if it was John Virgo sitting here, I think they could have heard it from the bar.
I'm sure he's got that trademarked anyway. You'd have to put 50p in the pot or something.
Where's the cue ball going? There's always a gap.
Nicely navigated.
I'll tell you what though, I'm really impressed by the pace he's playing. He's
Yeah.
not rushing things, he's thinking clear, and his body language is suggesting that he's well up for this and he's really positive. And why wouldn't you be when you're playing the final of Benelux Open? Oh, body movement.
Put a lot of work into get into that
He's
position.
absolutely disgusted.
Yeah,
and,
a real shame.
Yeah, did all the hard work there, and he misses a sitter of a 7 all of a sudden.
So, not the most challenging of positions left for Joshua.
Perfectly on the 10.
Yeah.
3-2.
Joshua Filler
First blow.
keeps a 1 frame advantage, and while we have this little opportunity, it's quite interesting that you're coming up with some suggestions for a Joshua Filler song. Thriller Filler is the one that seems to be the favourite. There'll be a dance that goes with that one, I'm sure. But it would be interesting to see what are the new names coming through on the Mosconi roster over the next few years.
Joshua Filler. Well, his nickname is Filler Killer.
You guys are going to have real trouble if these Polish guys get on the team, because I can't think of anything that rhymes with any of their names. So that would be interesting.
I'm sure the Polish guys will have something to say about that.
I'm sure they will.
Look at that layout. No. Ruins his luck. And
Quick tap on the corner of the table. Maybe that opened them up a bit more.
trying to cheat, huh?
Nevertheless, not the the best of breaks for Joshua. However, good cue ball again, which
Good enough,
which
but
does make it promising for his future breaks. He's really holding on to that cue ball.
I've seen crazier jumps being made, so
Yep. Nick having a think about it.
Jump and stop the white ball.
Hop over the edge of the 2. The 8's really in the way for coming cross table.
I'm not sure if is he got anything else left than jumping and stop the white ball. So
White ball on the rail.
Corey? Yeah. Having some reminiscing moments from a Mosconi regular. Kevin Dykstra here, sat with us, taking a keen interest, remembering similar shots with Corey, Jewel.
nah, I'm
Playing
afraid
in the
that wasn't the
Mosconi
right
Cup.
shot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to end up the one on the rail, but with that pace, that was impossible.
Yeah, that was a tricky situation. And it did call for a touch of finesse. It was always going to be a difficult shot. On the flip side, it does give Joshua a chance to unleash his weapon, which is quick, concise pull. And keeping it honest and interesting with a nice angle on the 7.
He's trying to pass the 9. I'm not sure about that one. I know for a fact that it would have been Niels. He would have played high up.
Yeah.
But you
Stri-
can't argue with that shot. Played to perfection.
No, and really getting a little rhythm now, which is a worrying sign for his opponent.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, he knew he could expect this. So
Yeah. But Nick finding some success in slowing the game down and putting Joshua in difficult positions. However, failed to take advantage of the last opportunity. And this rack went relatively quickly.
Pro9co.uk got to say I hate the look of Phil's break. He seems to get off it so fast, but it seems to work at least.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it's one of the main points we've been discussing all day. Doesn't matter how you get the balls in, as long as you do.
Some interesting information coming through while we wait for this rack to go forward is that Q is Chris. I've just found the Mosconi Cup rankings online, and after 7 events, Filler takes the number 1 spot with 155 points. Ralph Suke, who Nick exited from the tournament in the quarterfinals, was number 2 with 141. Nick Vanderberg number 3 with 134. Albanushan 123. Ruslan Chynakov, who unfortunately couldn't make it this week, 119, and Niels Fayen at number 6 with 116. So all to play for, and as mentioned before, please, if you get chance, do like and share.
Good on you, Q-Wiz Chris, for providing us with that information.
Yep, important information because it really it explained the tension that was in the Ralph Suke Nick Vanderberg thriller we had, which went all the way. And an unusual leave for Joshua, which is what Nick needs to see.
He's played a rolled up.
Yep.
It's an easy hit for Joshua. He's called the middle pocket, so he's gone for the 3 rails now. Taking the corner pocket as a reference point.
making a
That's
good
the worst
contact.
possible outcome there.
Yeah. The 1 to 3, 2, sorry.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's looking at the 5, but the first thing that came into my mind is how do you, which
Navigate the 2.
combination do you prefer on the 2?
You've got 3 to choose
Oh,
from.
it's ball in hand?
Yeah, no real.
No real, yeah. Oh, that makes it interesting.
That takes a little bit more pressure off this how to get to the 2, because he was very straight where he was left. Thank you everyone in the chat. We didn't see the no cushion. You guys did, thank you.
Like the creative way you still put the, the link.
Some great information being shared about. Great for us. Some more
Look at
food for
this.
thought.
Look at this. I think he's trying to open up the 5 and a 6, play safe to solve that problem and hope for a better chance. That's what he's playing. Creative.
Very
and
thoughtful shot. Very thoughtful shot.
can we see how close he is to the 3? Very close. So that is a very good shot.
Yeah.
Yes, you may, Geronimo. It's well, the voice you're hearing right now is Arya Sohrabi, and
Gethin Davis.
accompanied by Gethin Davis.
We're all friends of OrangeForks on Facebook, so I'm sure you can.
Well, I'm not sure about
Find
that.
us.
I won't really call ourselves friends, but
That's the button we have to click, unfortunately. Well, that was a tough shot to get out of. Nick reaping the reward of a second ball in hand,
I'm just trying to think.
with the one ball in a much better position to get shape on the 2.
This is not straightforward. Not at all. I mean, if anything, if he could somehow hide his cue ball behind the 9 and the 8, he's in good stead to win this rank on 3 fouls, you know? Because that was the second foul for Joshua. If he can somehow get his cue ball behind the 8 and a 9. Oh
Sorry.
boy.
I was looking at the one pass in the 4 and a run out, but obviously I was mistaken. Nope. Hmm? The 8 goes. The 8 goes. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. It's right
I
against
think
the 9.
it's absolutely glued to the 9.
We have our scout in the audience, Kevin Dykstra. He'll tell us if the 8 goes.
Just make sure you don't walk in their lines.
Obviously, it's not as straightforward as I anticipated. So Nick is taking his time.
He's nodding his head. He says he believes the 8 does pass the 9.
Yeah. He's on my side, that's why. I pay him.
But he's gonna play safe. Or at least it looks like.
He's going to just miss the middle bag. Run up to onto the 7. And if it goes in, it goes in. Nick playing very wise today. Trying to maximise every
He's
opportunity.
disgusted
However,
by that. Yep,
Yep.
he did. It's one of those decision-making time. We could all agree that the layout wasn't straightforward, and he opted for
No.
the safety, and it didn't work out for him. So it's up to Joshua to reap the rewards. Well, that looks almost perfect, doesn't it?
great banter. And yeah, Nick was playing very smart shots. Unfortunately, the last execution wasn't to his liking. And Joshua Filler really trying to finish it in as fewer visits as possible.
Dave Knight, he thinks his money is safe. We shall have to wait and see.
Seemed to snap, seemed to
Do you
move,
still believe in that?
seemed to
Dave?
snap and move. I think he was listening to you guys. That was a strange
Oh,
shot.
he just put in a.
He seemed to.
Or he rushed that shot and
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody is agreeing that was too quick.
That was very unfiller-like.
Yeah. I believe Dave is watching this match with more excitement than his own wife.
I have to say, every time I watch an OrangeForks production, I spend more time reading than I do watching. It's
Is it?
great.
Yeah, I always turn out to chat. I hate it because I can't focus on the match.
So I'm hoping
Well,
we were right on this 8.
it must be because otherwise he would have tried to dislodge the 8.
It is close.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Well
Oh.
played.
Awesome.
You see in the background, Kralis, he's just tapping the his tool because he was creative there. But in all fairness, it wasn't the hardest shots in the world. But
No.
you still have to think clear. Yep.
And this is just what Nick needs to get his teeth back
Yeah.
into this.
Vitally important. He doesn't move on this shot. Deliver the cue straight. Don't move on the shot. And don't quit on the shot either. That's the way. Well played.
Yep.
Important one.
Brings us back to within 1 frame of it. 4-3.
Yeah, but that's my point. Cuts 11. He's not playing to his absolute A game, and yet he's still in the final and is still very much in contention. That's why I do believe this tournament is written on his name.
As if Nick has a real
As if it
nice
was
spot
meant
still
be.
to hit within this
Yeah,
final.
as if
Yeah,
as if
interesting
it
point to
was
make.
meant to be.
Really interesting point to make. I wasn't here on Thursday when Nick qualified, but I understand his determination there was apparent for all to see. Means a lot to him to win in any tournament, I'm sure. But
Cue
A
ball
to-
is in.
a Dutch tournament is always a nice one.
It's the best one.
So,
His only hopes are the 6 to the 7.
as we found with the Suke Nick van der Boog match from earlier, the break playing an important role. Not going Joshua's way this time. Presenting Nick with the ball in hand. And
Or it should hurt at least.
yeah, a couple of balls over here on this cushion, but I don't think that will present him with too much of an issue.
Nick
Choosing-
looking to restore parity here, and he's got a great chance here.
Mhm. Again, interesting to see how Joshua responds. I'm sure he's not used to sitting down.
I think he is. I mean, you don't win the China Open if you're not composed enough.
No, good point to make. And winning a tournament like that prepares you very well for winning more. That's not
Okay.
an easy tournament to
A
win.
ship is sinking. No, I think it's just huge pressure for both of them. A lot at stake.
Yeah, some real good feedback coming through on the live chat. Thank you. And some very important and valid points being made.
Breakdown of the prize fund.
Good question, which I couldn't
I will-
answer to someone
I will-
earlier.
I will have to sort that out for you. So
Do you know the prize money breakdown? that's good. 2,500. So I've just been informed that second prize is 1,500 euros.
Yeah.
And first prize is 2,500 euros. And to add to that, there are Mosconi points to come. 28 and 22.
Oh, sorry. So it's 2,800 for the winner and what?
Mosconi
Oh,
Cup
Mosconi.
points.
Oh, 28, 22.
That's a
okay.
big number. That's a big number when you've got the leader is 130. We had the scores up before, the Mosconi Cup points.
Oh, that's an excellent
We
shot
have Mr.
there by
Mosconi
Nick.
with us, so I
Excellent
won't
shot.
even need to look it up.
He just missed out on an excellent positional shot there.
With the 6.
Yeah.
A lot of heavy side.
Yeah, he coming between the 7 and the 8 with loads of side, and he's got the angle here to do whatever he wishes. He's looking to pot the 8 in the same corner, so it means drawing back to the table, I think. I'm not sure.
Greetings to Albertos, coming from the Philippines. Nice to have you join us, thank you.
Not sure about that one.
Some of my favourite players to watch from the Philippines. You guys are blessed over there.
I know one player who would love to take that shot on, Rani Matti, a good friend of mine. He's probably one of the best cutters of thin balls I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I hate these shots.
Yeah, just taking an extra look.
Ooh. Good luck to you, mate. I wouldn't like to be in your shoes right now. Yeah.
A tough shot.
I'll tell you what, if it was the first day, that would have dropped.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
we were sliding a lot then, but not now. So yeah, let off really for Joshua. I mean, he had that scratch on his break, and
Yep.
he wasn't feeling too confident, I suppose. But as it is, he gets to put 3 balls, and he can put another rack on the board.
You're quite right. A good chance for Nick there. And that could have knocked the wind out of his sails a little bit. First to 8. A lot of pool left in this.
From what I've heard, Yayan is commenting still haven't got the China Open prize money. From what I've heard, not. So that really is a shocker. But I won't get into too deep into that. So I'll just try to keep it at present. But yeah.
Came home with the trophy. That's what mattered.
Well, in the worst scenario, he's
And
definitely
80 points. Wow, 80 points from
Yeah.
the China Open.
in the worst scenario, he's definitely done himself in good stead for the European team, Mosconi Cup. It's where every pool player is dreaming to be, in the Mosconi team, regardless whether you're American or European.
That's what we had. And with Niels being down there, how many more opportunities to
I'm
get points
afraid it's
today?
going astray here now for
Okay.
for Nick.
Well, best of luck to getting Niels back on the table.
Greetings from Curacao. Greetings back. Perhaps you can tell us what your real name is, Mr. I won't say it on the stream, but you know what your nickname is.
Francisco's fifth. Similar shot.
Yeah,
Cut down the rail.
a little bit easier when you're 5-3 up than trailing 3-5 though.
Mm-hmm. played that very well. Hit it confidently.
And hello back to you, Tariq, if I pronounce your name correctly.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the thanks.
And not only from Singapore, from wherever you are watching, we've got moreover 1200 viewers watching.
And no, I don't believe
Facebook
Chakti's
and
swimming.
YouTube online.
Sleeping. I think he has his eyes glued to the match. He's been busy all day. Possibly Facebooking as well.
Yeah, he's definitely always on social media, and he's quite rightly so, because that's the medium these days. Social media, promote your sport. Any promoters out there, if you want to get attention for your tournament, make sure you keep posting. Another quick one, 6-3, and it's break to Joshua. It's not looking good for Nick. Needs to find something out of somewhere. Otherwise this match can be over before he knows it.
Well, when Nick's able to stick to the game plan, it's really working. However, he's just been unfortunate in closing out a couple of his opportunities, and this chap from Germany will lap that up
Well,
in a ruthless manner.
Well, you say unfortunate, I mean, what do you expect? He had ball in hand. Of course, the table wasn't as easy as the table Joshua visited, but I mean, there's not more you can ask than ball in hand at this level.
Another good break, good spread. The one ball going in, which is not something we see often. Was unfortunate not to make the 9 as well, which could just...
Jonathan Hernandez. Say my hello back to my good mate, brother from another mother, Fauzi. So, and also Jeff Nieuhuizen, also a very keen player from Curacao. So make sure you send my greetings to them. Tell them Arya, they'll know who it is.
Playing a lovely shot to get shape on the 4. Leaving the combo, as I don't believe the gap is big enough. Needs to be treated with a bit more care. Wow. I don't imagine that's exactly how he
giving
planned
the
it.
table a good old rap because he's out of position. Yeah, but the kick looks pretty much ominous.
Yeah, 2 cushion. Cue balls coming down here all day.
Interesting question by Yayan. Are you guys going to expand at OrangeForks? I meant by more Eurotour live streams. I mean, if the offer will present himself or the opportunity, I'm sure we wouldn't opt that down, but as you know, they've got plenty of cameras and they've got plenty of equipment, so I'm afraid that's not really realistic, but who knows.
Would be nice. Would be nice.
I'll tell you something though, I will try my hardest to get the snooker scene involved with OrangeForks, because that's the game I know.
Philip putting himself in a little pickle there, but
Yeah. He had a little smile to
manages way
himself.
through that. Yeah. All seems to be working for him.
Ooh. That's not where he wanted to land.
The
50-yard line, yeah. How many times we've seen it on that TV table? Not one being missed so far. That neither. Yeah. So the pressure must be off now for Nick, because realistically I don't think he'll start believing he can win this match until it gets to at least 7-6. So the pressure must be off now for Nick. He might start relaxing and play with no pressure. which in itself can be very freeing. But yes,
Yeah, a lot of great shot comments coming through in Killer Filler. You're quite right, guys and girls. This this performance he's putting in really does deserve them kind comments. He
Yoshi.
seems to be unstoppable.
To,
Nick will have other ideas.
to comment on one of our loyal viewers, Q is Chris. His official nickname is Fila Killa.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
point.
I have to agree. I have to agree. And let's not forget, he's only how much? 18? 18 or 19. That's scary. Yeah, I've asked this from himself, and he said Fila Killa, so that's his nickname. Well, he's looking to be the next left-handed Ronnie O'Sullivan from Germany, in pool then, that is. Quick, exciting,
That's twice.
full of confidence. Yeah, that is interesting. Good shot there by Joshua.
Recognizing that the
Is there an
shot
edge?
wasn't on.
Oh, this is fraught with danger.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is not straightforward.
Watching.
1,300 people watching.
That is
Very
a
warm
great
welcome
turnout.
to you wherever you are watching.
And if any of you were thinking Nick had
I'm
other
afraid,
ideas,
I'm
that
afraid
was
this
a
is
very
not a
thin
problem because
cut.
he's a left-hander, so he won't be bridging over the 6 and the 8. So that's one bonus. And the other thing is he can easily, yeah, he will definitely go for this. He's 7-3 up. Why wouldn't he?
Such a thin touch that Nick demonstrated there.
And as it always is the case, it never rains when it's pouring, is it?
Quite.
When you're up, everything tends to go your way. I think he's got the cover.
Yep. Maybe see an edge.
Or can he just see the... I think he can even pot the 2 if he wants. Good shot.
Well, the crowd have gone quiet. A certain level of expectancy, however, this match isn't over yet. Not by any stretch of the imagination. And as we've seen today and in other matches, games can swing on a roll of a ball.
How about that for a shot? That was a great reply.
Thought he'd hit the 2 too hard by popping it out that far.
The full distance.
Chance for us all to see. Filler's jump in.
No,
Making good contact on the ball, but not putting it.
he's definitely not left a straightforward 2. That's for sure. Yeah, he's looking at the cutback, so he's definitely going for this cutback. That's very nice gesture of you,
S
Mine.
main X.
smiling. He's saying it looks like this match is going to be over soon. Big thanks to OrangeForks Productions for streaming these You guys beat commercial TV anytime. That's
Oh wow.
too generous of you.
Now we
Thank
won't be
you.
able to fit out the door on the way out, but perfect. Thank you very much. The barrel'll still be open.
Yeah, he's smiling. He knows this is in the bag.
Yeah.
And what a great feeling it must be clearing up these last 3 balls and winning this illustrious trophy for the 2nd time in his career. I mean,
Yeah.
that's some going. And he's only 18.
He's starting to really like Rotterdam.
Yeah, he does.
Yes!
Does.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Joshua Filler, winner of the
Yeah.
Benelux Open 2017.
Joshua Filler again, Longoni Benelux Open champion.
Nick,
Thanks to all our viewers. Thank you, Get In. And
Thank
thank
you.
to the tournament promoters. Thank you to the 2 finalists and all the other 32 and 300 plus players who've
thanks for
participated.
everyone's support for the game, for
And the
OrangeForks.
and the 1400 watching. Please keep liking and sharing and subscribing to our YouTube channel if you want to see more of these events in the nearby future. From all of us at OrangeForks, we wish to see you at the next event. So once again, thank you and have a nice evening or
Have a lovely
morning
evening,
wherever
everyone.
you are.
Let's also give a big hand for the referee, Jan Mortelee. White people on the other side. Nick in the middle.
Ik durf me bijna niet te vertonen hier. Ik heb wel
Okay. Nick in middle. Yes, yes. Yes.
Oké, ja. Jij gaat mij niet geven.
Yeah, white people on the right, Chinese people on the left.
Een half geven of... Oké.
Gefeliciteerd man.
Ja, dankjewel.
Ik krijg ook nog een envelop.
Ja, heel bedankt.
Je bent voor mij gesloten, Nick. Je bent gesloten.
Ja, we kennelijk.
Ja.
Kennelijk.
And can I ask the entire staff, the OrangeForks crew, the bar staff, for a picture with the champion? OrangeForks crew, Rotterdam, Howie, Gino, Kevin, Kilio, Angela, Dylan.
Angela, dat is de...
The Q-score people, come on. Q-score.
We gaan niet afgesloten dat je hebt gezongen.
Ik ga niet zingen, ik ga
I hope Stefan has his wine angle.
Oh, we have to...
It's the whole bar crew here. Let's do this. Chinese people on one side, and people on the other side.
What about Aween? Where do I go?
Joshua in the middle.
Joshua in the middle. Joshua then. Chinese on that side.
Nee, these faces are in... Ja?
Als je wint heb je vrienden, zou ik maar zeggen. Kijk, dat
10 jaar lang.
had jij kunnen zijn, Nick.
One more. Die heeft zo'n side klappen, jongen.
Oh, ik krijg buikpijn.
Thank you very much.
Jij hebt ook drie Ik zie alleen die.
Nog even mee.
Alleen met... Ja, met zo'n
Oh nee. Het enige wat ik nu denk.
Right.
Joshua.
Nou, just met de kap. Met de kap. Thanks.
Ook staan. Staan.
Staan? Ja, die maken het zelf staan. Yes, everyone.
Okay, once again, give a big hand to Joshua Filler. And another big hand for Nick Vandenberg. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for spectating. You're the best. And as for us, we promise you we'll be back again next year. Thank you very much and enjoy your evening.